everybody. How are you? Whoa, what happened to that camera there? Stop that. There we go. Whew. Yikes. How is everybody tonight? This is awfully close to me. Go back, back. There we go. um, how is everybody? I have been watching the Oscars. Oh my gosh. We're taping the rest. We watched the red carpet and then we're just watching the Oscars. And yeah, it's all good. All good. So I didn't get down here till like just 15 minutes ago. We put a pause on the Oscars and taping it and taking a break. So yeah, it's good though. Good to be here. Good to have you guys here. I did check the email, and the only person I found was Tamara, who sent something in. I've got a couple things to show, but that's okay. I've got a couple of good books tonight, and in this, Fatima, I know you said you would probably be listening. You can't participate in the chat for a while. It's Ramadan, and she celebrates Ramadan, and Ramadan started at sunset on February 28th, and it goes through March 30th, I believe. So I thought it would be completely fun and appropriate to read a couple books about Ramadan because, it never hurts to learn things that you don't know about and actually appreciate them. And kids' books do that for us all the time. So here I am. Do I see clowns? Lupe's here. Hey, Lupe. I followed you back today on Instagram. I saw you join. I thought that was cool. Yes, let's see. Linda is here. Susan's here. Lupe's here. Carlos Boca Bushido is my friend Carlos. He is a photographer, and he has a wonderful channel that is kind of not it's kind of like the stuff I do when I talk about photography. It's not about the gear. It's about what photography does for us, which is wonderful. So that's welcome to Carlos for being here. Let's give him a welcome to be here. Yay! Carlos Leichabot is, I always say it wrong, is my friend Linda. She's my moderator. One of them, SJ Pouring Color, is Susan. And Lupe Blind Art Studio is Lupe. And she's in New Mexico, wonderful artist too. Who else is here? Fatima is Travel Dreamer 46, but she is hiding in the background. Well, she's not hiding. She told me the other day that she wouldn't be able to participate in chat during Ramadan, and that was last year too, also. And so we'll love that. Welcome her, and anybody else who's lurking. Thank you so much for being here. Yes. So tonight is show and tell night and then story night. So we're going to start off the evening with, I think I'm going to show my stuff first before Tamara's, because just so I don't feel quite so intimidated. So here we go. Yes, we do love lurkers. All right. Oops. And my keyboard. All right, so everybody, I finished. Let's get this here. Yep, I finished my Everyday a Doodle, and it finished the other day, and I can't remember what I showed you from the last time that I was doing it, from probably a week ago. So that would have been like the last 7 days. So Delicate Branch was done. That one was the one I had to paint with a stick and masking fluid, then Floating Lotus, Hidden Pathway, Scattered Pebbles, and I finished with the 4 Drifting Clouds, the Abstract Zen Pattern, Forest Canopy. This was fun because this is kind of my neighborhood type of stuff. This is oftentimes, I live on the edge of the Olympic rainforest, and I live actually between two rainforests. I live between Olympic National Park, which has 3 rainforests in it, and then I live on the other side of me is Mount Rainier National Park, and that has a rainforest in it too, which a lot of people don't realize. So when you go into our forests and you look up in the canopies, you oftentimes see this kind of forest canopy. So that was fun to do. And then the last one was my signature. You were supposed to do a signature doodle. So you guys have oftentimes heard the story about when I was young, the apple tree that my dad never cut down. It's kind of was a very old Rome beauty apple tree, and he was taking out most of the Rome orchard, and but this tree had a particular kind of branch that fit me perfectly to sit in and read my books, and it had a little cut in it for ways that it held my books, and I would go there almost every day after school after I had to practice the piano to go read books. And so that was my reading tree. It was a wonderful, safe place and wonderful. Every place was safe on the farm, but this was my places I love. So my signature doodle was sitting down under a tree. That's kind of a tree. And I brought Aldo along this time. So that's what I've done for that. So the whole bit of my everyday a doodle is done. So all 28 days that I did, and there is a playlist on my channel, on Imagine with Gretchen channel, that shows all of these. Yay, thanks, Lupe. So finish those up. And then yesterday, Carlos, you want to know what I was doing during class? Because when Doc said, Gretchen, are you painting? And I said, yes. You can see it this way. It actually kind of goes this way. I was doodling. Carlos and I were in a class yesterday, and we were talking about some really wonderful things. And I kind of have to keep my hands busy sometimes, or I'll get distracted and clean my desk off. And so that's what I did for the doodle. I had done the background because I had leftover paints. And yeah, trees are a theme lately, Susan. You're right. That has been a big deal. You see, it's supposed to be an owl. I kind of did this owl doodle. I've started playing around with owl doodles. That's in, I don't know where maybe they're over here. That might be in here in the art journal. Oh, this is what I did. I drew a pug the other day, you guys. I drew it. Yeah, Carlos, you guys, you're not going to know how big of a deal it is. But these guys all know that when they started listening to me telling stories in 2021, I didn't even own a sketchbook, and I didn't think I could draw it. There it is. There's my owl from a Zentangles pattern, and I've been trying to come up with different ones. So I did some more. Okay, and then one last thing to tell you about. Okay, this is kind of crazy. Gonna get to a page that you can see this on. All right, I started a new challenge, and it's called my March to March Madness, and it's 100 tiny paintings in a year. So I did the first one. I got the paper all cut, and I had it all prepped together, and I put together a basket with all the supplies so I would be ready and can do it all. And then I pulled out some of my old slides that I photographed. Let's see, this one is photographed in, does it have a date on it? I think this is maybe 91. Anyway, so you see that that's the slide. You can kind of see it. It's the old one. Oh, this is 71. That's a 71. So this is when I was in high school. I took this when I was in high school, Egg-for-Chrome, or maybe, yeah, and developed it. Anyway, So then I'm taking those and turning them into tiny paintings. So I got one done. That's Tiny Path 3/1/20. So I'll do about 2 of those a week. Woohoo! Yes. Susan, what are you doing? Oh, yes, send trees. That would be wonderful, Susan. Oh, that last out could be heads of doves, palomas. Oh my gosh. 100 paintings. Pugs. That was, I don't know. I caught a picture of a pug, something sitting some way, and I don't know what I did, and I tried it. It was just a silly thing, but so that's my art. Okay, now let's go to Tamara's. Oh my goodness. Oops, move me back over here. Okay. Oh, Tamara. Now you guys know why I went first, so that I wouldn't feel so bad. Tamara says the finished piece, which is the one on the right side, is a birthday card that she did for her sister. She hopes she likes it. If she doesn't, she's crazy because it's gorgeous. I haven't sent it before. Kind of work in progress. She says to spot the differences. So this is the work in progress, the one on the left, and then the finished one. There's a little bit of difference around the eye. Anybody else can spot a difference? The eye of the fish. The background, this other fish in the background has more color in it. He's got some darker spots. He's been in the shadow more. Let's see. What I don't know. I don't know what to call this. Is either a squid or a fishing lure. I'm going to call it one of those, Tamara. Anyway, that shape over here on the right side, far right side, the orange piece that kind of hangs off, that is more colorful, but it's also got more depth to it. You've some defined stuff. Oh, I feel like I'm playing I Spy with the kids at school. Who can do it fastest? In the one on the left, in the upper right-hand corner, there's those orange spots and orange lines, and part of them are gone in the finished product. Yeah, I could just spend hours on this. Oh, and down in the lower left, too, the orange has changed. And the face of the fish in the very lower left down there has changed. Do I get any points, Tamara? Huh? Artist trading cards. Oh! You're going to start 100 Days of Wonder on Artist ATC. I don't know about that, Lupe. Gosh. Into trading cards? I'm kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to do with them. That's an idea. One of the things I thought about doing was taking the slides and getting prints made of the slides and then having them as companion pieces. I know. Cat and fish. Color depth. A cross between Picasso running of the bulls. Sensational. Yes. Tamara, I swear, girl, you need to come from Australia and come here, and I'll find a spot to put a show on for you. Oh, gosh. It would be just so fabulous. Your work is just beyond wonderful. It's such a inspiration too. I love how you always bring things that are works in progress and show us your iterations of them and how they change. And I mean, you've showed us things from 20, 30 years ago and how your art has changed so much. It's just, oh, thanks, Lupe. Send me the link. I would love that. Anyway, yeah, just gorgeous. And then this one. And this, she said, is the Between Worlds is for her collage journal, Leftovers from making the card. See, this is what happens. Tamara's leftovers. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Let's have a show for Tamara in Vegas. I'm up for that, Lupe. I think Lupe has a good idea. Could you imagine all the bucket fillers in Vegas together? That would be awesome. That would be so much fun. Oh my gosh. Yes. And Linda, although Linda would have to, she'd probably have to drive across country because her artwork is those like incredible, you know, big metal, what are they? The manhole covers that she does. God, they're so incredible. Of course, I could bring the pieces that she's made for me down that I have. That would work. Yeah. Anyway, Tamara, lots of alcohol. Oh, Tamara, this is beautiful. You know, if I look at it long enough, I almost feel like I see the back of the head of a woman looking away, looking out toward Carlos. It reminds me of the art. Tamara's work reminds me somewhat of your avatar that you have. Anyway, oh my gosh. I do too. Exactly. This is the sentiment of the day. I just love getting lost in her work. I'm lucky enough that I have them on my computer and I gotta open them and save them and just look at them and my emails. They're so wonderful. Just so wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. Close me off here. I need to set up a Stream Deck button to turn this guy on and off so you don't always have two of me on. So, tonight, thank you very much. Let me put some lip gloss on here, guys. There. I went to the dentist the other day and they gave me lip gloss. I thought that was cool, but they'd also, usually my dentist is really, I love going to my dentist because I also get like a hand treatment. So they put your hand in hot wax and put these mitts on. And so it's very relaxing. But the power had been out. And literally they'd gotten their power back on a half an hour before I got to my appointment. And so the wax hadn't warmed up yet. So I couldn't get my wax hand treatment. But they gave me lip gloss, which was kind of cool. So random thoughts. Gretchen and her random thoughts today. I don't think I'm going to read stories rather than go down random thoughts. It's been a hard couple of days here in the U.S. And for those of us who value freedom and value and respect cultures, it's been rough, really rough. And it's just thinking that we just got to keep going on and plugging forth. And I pulled up a whole list of, okay, more than a random thought. In 23-24, 10,000 books were added to the banned book list, were challenged. 10,000. Of that, 2% were picture books. So that's still a dang lot of books, considering that up until 2020, in the entire history of banned books, there weren't that many books ever banned or challenged. It was something like under 1,000. But in 1 year, 10,000 were challenged or banned from libraries. It's a sad, sad thought. So I'm going to find those books on that list and we're going to share them and share them. And I'm going to read banned books until my lips drop off, probably. Anyway, tonight I don't have banned books to read. I am instead sharing two books about a wonderful celebration in a faith that I don't know a lot about, and a celebration that I don't know a lot about either. I just admire greatly the the dedication that it takes someone to completely spend a month once a year in a fasting state whenever the sun is up. It's amazing. And I didn't really understand that what it was. So, like always, children's picture books can open doors and show us little pathways that we can start to learn things about. And so I found two books in Libby at the library that were not checked out already. And the first one I'm going to share, let's see, it is by Satine Abaza, and she is a children's book author. Let me see if I can get you her. There you go. So she is an American Syrian whose ancestors are from North Caucasus. She grew up in the United Arab Emirates before making Florida her permanent home. But it wasn't until she became a mother of two little girls that she admired how fun and whimsical the holidays are in the United States. Unfortunately, she couldn't find an engaging tale to read to her kids about any of the Muslim holidays she celebrates. This motivated her to write her first picture book, Looking for Eid Moon, which I think I read, and which won the 2020 Society for Children's Book Writers International Emerging Voices Award. And her second book, The Ramadan Drummer, made the 2024 Junior Library Guild Gold Standard Selection. She hopes her work will demonstrate the importance that all children, regardless of their backgrounds and faith, see themselves in fun and lighthearted stories that are filled with hope. Stories that offer a glimpse of the world we'd love to see. I like that. So she has her books that she has are the Ramadan, and then the illustrator is Dinara Murtalipova, and she doesn't have a website. She has an Instagram at Mirdinara, Mirdinara, but this shows you a little bit of her work right here. She's an award-winning artist, illustrator, and has a profound passion for books and folklore. Just beautiful kind of things, but I'll tell you a little bit more about them. But this book, The Ramadan Drummer, oh my goodness. Let me get myself here in the right spot if I can. The book's going to get funny for just a second. No, it didn't. Yay. And there. Okay. The illustrations in this book are really, they carry through the story and the mood really well. Like all children's books, many children's book illustrators, they just have such talent for telling this story within the pictures and to enhance the words. So I hope you enjoy this. And Fatima, this is for you. The Ramadan Drummer. And I think I was looking to see if I could see how the illustrations were done. Let's see. I can't read that far, but doesn't look like it says so. You guys tell me what you think the artwork is. Hunger gripped Adam like a wild beast, twisting and turning for food. It grumbled, it stomped, and roared. Adam hugged himself tight and let out a deep sigh. For as long as the sun was up, he could not eat or drink. Mom said fasting helped people think of the poor, but it was hard to think on an angry stomach. Just a second, let me just drop them. And suddenly, something tickled his nose. Adam's mouth watered as he inhaled the smell of cool mint and warm butter swirling in the air. He sprang to his feet, running through the hallway and bursting out the back door. "Wow," he gasped as the piles of foods on top of the picnic table. There were bowls of steamed rice, lamb chops, lentil soup, salad, and pizza! His stomach squealed. Thin crust and extra cheesy, just how he liked it. Ding dong! They're here! Adam jumped at the sound of the doorbell. "Blessed Ramadan, everyone!" Aunt Nora rushed in with a tray full of cookies and dates. Uncle Omar followed behind, rubbing his hands in excitement. "Smells delicious." Adam quickly pulled his chair and rolled up his sleeves, ready to dig in. "Not yet." Dad rested one hand on his shoulder. Adam tapped his foot. He turned his head to the sky, waiting for the sun to rest. Finally, Dad offered him a date. "Time to eat." Adam gobbled. He was eating so much his pants felt tight. "Remember our first fast?" Mom grinned, pouring tea into Aunt Nora's cup. "We were so hungry we couldn't wait to set the table." Aunt Nora chuckled. "We couldn't sleep, afraid you'd miss the Ramadan drummer." "Drummer?" Adam looked up from his plate. Mom nodded. "Early morning before sunrise. He used to call us out of bed for our last meal before fast." "I still remember the sound of his drum beat." Aunt Nora tapped her fingers on the table. "Why did he stop?" Adam asked. "Oh, it's an old tradition. Now we just set the alarm clock instead." Mom lifted the tray of cookies. "Who's ready for dessert?" That night, Adam ate more cookies than he should. He tossed and turned in bed, rubbing his belly until he drifted into a light sleep. Bang, bang, bang. Startled, Adam rolled out of bed. He peeked out the window and saw a strange shadow passing by. Could it be? He rubbed his eyes and then sneaked outside, eager to find out. Adam wandered around the dark, empty streets. "I must be dreaming," he gulped, spotting the shadow in the distance. He tiptoed behind it, up and down the winding alleys, until it turned a corner and disappeared. He hurried to catch up, but hit a dead end. Suddenly, he felt a tap on his shoulder. His heart raced as he turned to see. "Who are you?" "I'm the Ramadan drummer." The drummer stepped out into the light from a nearby lamppost and smiled. "Here, why don't you beat the drum?" "Really?" Adam lifted the drum strapped over his shoulder. It was as though he'd carried the drum 1,000 times before. He walked alongside the drummer, beating and chanting until all the homes were lit. "We did it!" he squealed. "Shh! Listen," the drummer whispered, pointing at a house close by. A shimmering breeze seeped out of the window, then twirled around Adam, carrying a soft murmur to his ear. "What was that?" Adam scratched his head, trotting behind the drummer. More and more whispered drifted from the homes they passed. "Hannah won first place in the school tournament. Mr. Sumi is homesick. He misses his family. Zane is lonely. He wishes for a friend." As they approached Adam's house, the air went still, and the murmurs disappeared. The drummer winked. "During Ramadan, every act of kindness is rewarded tenfold." Beep, beep, beep. Adam's eyes shot wide open. "Pancakes are ready," Mom called from the kitchen. Adam turned off the alarm and then hurried to fill his belly before the sun woke up. That afternoon, Adam's stomach grumbled and growled, but he didn't mind. He wrote a note in his best handwriting and picked flowers from the backyard. "Don't be late, Adam. We're going to break our fast soon," Mom yelled. "Okay." He tucked the note, the flowers, into his basket, hopped on his bike, and pedaled away. Adam slid the note in Hannah's mailbox, congratulating her on her big win. Then he cycled to the house at the end of the street. "For me?" Mr. Sami beamed as he opened the door. He'd often said Jasmine reminded him of home. Adam turned the corner, he hit the brakes, and rang his bike bell. Zane stuck his head out the window. "Want to play soccer later?" Zane's jaw dropped. "I'd love that." Adam pedaled home fast. The sky was changing colors, and he was running out of time. He glanced at his rumbling tummy and smiled. His stomach was empty, but his heart was full. I'm going to go back and look at these. Look at the drummer up in the clouds and the sun getting ready to set. Sun has a face on it. One of my favorite illustrations. I love this. This is so cute and simple. Look at the sun smiling there. The blue of the soccer ball here, and the blue soccer this featured blue color on the edge in that kind of traditional. I think that's such a great accent. But these night pictures, these night illustrations are just phenomenal. Yeah. Serenity prayer. So look at this. Look at this, when he's going through the town, but this one with the face of that drummer. So beautiful. And this. And the shadow. I love this. I love the simplicity but complexity of it at the same time. Look at that. Anyway, so on to this. The faces, what to see here. I'm getting to the end here of this book again. Anyway, the author says that Ramadan is the 9th month of the Muslim lunar calendar. I also read today that I looked up something in 2030 will be a year that Ramadan will be celebrated twice in one year because of the way the lunar calendar goes. Each year, the exact date is different. And they talk about different ways to observe. That they believe that the gates to heaven are open and every act of kindness is rewarded. Old tradition of is the Ramadan drummer. For a whole month, the drummers strolled the streets before sunrise. How cool is that? And the illustrator says, growing up in a multicultural family in Uzbekistan, we celebrated Orthodox Christian holidays and Muslim holidays. Ramadan still reminds me of my sweet grandma Hoji. As a child, I was fascinated by the fact that during Ramadan, she could resist eating for so long. She cooked yummy breakfasts for us, but never ate a crumb herself. Before the roosters crowed, she woke up early to read her prayers and close mouth, eating her last meal before sunrise. Grandma Hoji grew up during the Soviet era when practicing any religion had severe consequences. Ramadan drummers were prohibited. Waking a neighborhood for morning prayer was not allowed. Our great-grandpa was a mullah, a Muslim priest, and when he refused to give up his religious practice, he was jailed and eventually killed. People were forced to practice their religion privately. Even with these restrictions, my grandma Hoji's quiet prayers were long and song-like. She explained that the ritual of fasting had both spiritual and health benefits, making her mind stronger and her stomach healthier. I admired her dedication. I miss her dearly to this day. The Ramadan drummer brought back many childhood memories. It also makes me think about how lovely it would have been to grow up with this tradition. How cheerful, welcoming, and helpful to wake up to the sound of drums, calling us to our last meal before sunup. I wanted my illustrations to show the magic of anticipation and imagination, and to communicate that every day is a day for an act of goodness, not just holidays. I think she meant that goal. My daughter Sabrina, now in middle school, is growing up with colorful, nostalgic tales of her multicultural heritage. As a family, we also try to learn about other cultures and traditions from around the globe. I was thrilled to illustrate the Ramadan drummer. Stories like this crush us, enrich us, and promote diversity, respect, and coexistence. Yay! Yes. Anyway, that is the first book, and I'm going to close this. I got the other one there, open there, and see what people are saying. Susan, I agree. I'm not happy. This is Happy Place. Happy Place, exactly. I'm not on Facebook anymore, hardly ever. Yes. The folklore art is beautiful. Those pants are what I need. So funny. Very MC Hammer, yes. Lentil soup is good. See, you'll pass on the lamb. Lamb is my all-time favorite meal. It is what Bob made for me the night that he asked me to marry him. It is the meal that my mom always made for me on my birthday. When we went out. Oh, it is my favorite. I absolutely love lamb chops and lamb. It's so good. I ate in Seattle here. I ate at an Ethiopian restaurant. So good. And when I was in Botswana, I had lamb also. Doodles. The night illustration is sensational in that book. I love that the depth that she managed to get in that kind of illustration. The next book is a little, it's different. It's not quite, it doesn't show a tradition, but it's from the point of view of a child who is probably experiencing her first time of doing the fasting. And her little brother doesn't have to because he's a baby or he's a toddler. Yeah. So the next book is called The Gift of Ramadan. And let's switch to there. Here it is. And it's by Rabia York Lombard and illustrated by Laura K. Horton. I like the lanterns on it are something that I saw in a lot of artwork that I looked up when I was making this, the opening for this. The Gift of Ramadan. Completely different kind of style of art with this book. Very, very different, but still a similar message. A rainbow of color winked at Sophia as she handed the Ramadan lights to her mama. These were her favorite decorations because they made her feel as though a special guest was coming. Grandma raised an eyebrow. Pretty, she said, pretty and sparkly, just like the heart of the person who fasts. Sophia stopped twirling. Really? She asked. Sophia loved sparkles, glitter, stars, her new ring. It was a gift from Grandma for her birthday last month. Grandma stopped rocking. Really? Sophia knew that fasting was to not eat or drink from sunup till sundown. Sophia loved food, but she also loved sparkles. She turned to her mama. When does Ramadan begin? Mama opened the curtain. Adam, Sophia's little brother, pointed to the sky. Moon, he said. That's right, Mama answered. See how thin it is? Sophia nodded. That's the crescent moon, the beginning of a new month. Tomorrow is the first day of fasting. Count me in, Sophia grinned. Mama woke Sophia when it was so early not even the sun was awake. Time for sahur, she sang. Sophia sat down to a breakfast of egg, fruit, and Dad's pancakes. But Sophia could barely keep her eyes open. You have to eat, Grandma told her. It will chase away the hungries. Sophia reached for a pancake. But a few minutes later, time's up, Dad said. They got up from the table and unrolled the prayer rugs one by one. Sophia tried her best to stay awake, but the moment her head touched the ground, sleep came over her. Mama reached forward to nudge her, but Grandma waved her finger to say, let her sleep. When Sophia woke for the second time, it was almost noon. Her tummy was empty and her throat was dry, but even drinking water was against the rules. So Sophia decided to stay busy. She read for a while. She organized the clothes in her closet from least to most sparkly. And then she drew. But her tummy began to gurgle louder and louder. Shh, Sophia said, I'm drawing. She glanced down at her paper. Yikes, I've got to get out of here. Sophia found Adam in front of the TV. In his hand was a humongous cookie. He waved it in front of her face and sang, me cookie eat, yum, yum, yum. Sophia's tummy roared. The cookie looked delicious. Please stop, she said, but Adam kept singing. Sophia clenched her hands. She bit her lip. She wanted to yell. Instead, she ran out of the room. Her brother chased her. Adam was fast, but Sophia was faster. Sophia was so fast, she ran out of breath. She needed to hide. Adam was still looking for her. Sophia turned on the light. Oh no, she thought, I've really got to get out of here. But she couldn't. Adam was stomping by, still singing that song. Me cookie eat, yummy yum yum. She plugged her ears, closed her eyes. Sophia took a deep breath, and the scent of chocolate filled her nose. Oh. What is this? asked Grandma. Sophia's eyes drifted to the floor. I got too hungry. There, my love. No one expects you to fast for an entire day. Grandma wrapped Sophia in a big hug. There's always tomorrow, and the day after, and the next. You have a full month to keep trying. Sophia twisted her ring. She wiped away her tears. But I wanted to feel sparkly now, she said. Oh, you are sparkly, Grandma said. I can see your sparkles growing. Sophia shrugged. She didn't feel sparkly. And did you know, continued Grandma, there are other ways to celebrate Ramadan? Sophia thought about that. She knew Mama read the Quran. Maybe it gave her head sparkles. But Sophia couldn't read it, not on her own. And her dad was always sharing things with the family, friends, and strangers. He said that Ramadan was a time for charity, a special kind of sharing for those who needed extra help. But Sophia didn't have any money. Sophia was about to give up when she glanced down at Grandma's hands. They were covered in flour. What are you making? She asked. Yummy food for our first iftar, Grandma replied. That's it, Sophia thought. If she couldn't fast, then at least she could help prepare dinner for those who did. And I'm going to help. Sophia put on her apron and got to work. She tossed the salad. Then she helped Grandma make 5 super sparkly pizzas, one for each member of the family. Sophia thought they were sparkly because they had extra cheese on them. Grandma thought it was the fresh parsley that made them shine. When the oven buzzed, Sophia jumped up from her chair. The pizzas were finally done. But when Grandma opened the oven, smoke billowed out. Oh no, Sophia frowned. The top three pizzas were perfect, but the bottom 2 were burnt to a crisp. Grandma plopped down. She looked exhausted. Iftar was just around the corner. Don't worry, Grandma, Sophia said. I've got this. Really? Asked Grandma. Really, said Sophia. And Sophia set the table. She gave each person 1 big bowl of soup and 1 salad. She placed a pitcher of water and a bowl of dates on the table. Then she asked Grandma to cut up the 3 perfect pizzas. Tiny slices were better than none. Sophia's family gathered around the table. They raised their hands and offered thanks. Then they each drank water and ate a date. When there was only 1 slice of pizza left, Grandma insisted that Sophia take it. You've earned it. No thanks, Sophia smiled. She didn't want any more. She didn't need any more. Her heart was wonderfully full. Yay. Here's another author's note. Again, the 9th month in the Islamic calendar and the 4th pillar of Islam. It's holy because they believe that during the time, the verses of the Quran, that the Islamic holy book was spoken to the Prophet Muhammad by the angel Gabriel. Many people, like Sophia's mom, try to finish reading the Quran by the end of the month. Whoa. Ramadan is also called the month of mercy and the month of forgiveness, which is why Sophia's dad might give to charity. It commences with the sighting of the crescent moon. During this sacred month, Muslims fast from sunup to sundown. I'm running through. At the age at which a Muslim begins to fast may vary from household to household. Full observance is generally expected around puberty. However, from the ages of 7 and up, many children will try to fast for a few hours. Each year, they fast a little bit longer. Those who are not required to fast at all are the very young, the ill, the elderly, pregnant or nursing women, and those who are traveling. The famous teacher Ahmad al-Ghazali once said that there are three kinds of fasts. The first concerns the body. This fast is the most basic fast and is explained above. The second includes the first, then adds to it the fast of one's actions and speech. People watch closely what they do and what they say, like when Sophia refrained from yelling at her brother. And the third kind of fast is the fast of the heart, to be utterly selfless. This month is about emptying oneself of all that is selfish, then fulfilling oneself with all that is good, true, and beautiful, just like Sophia did. Yeah, that is wonderful. And that's that one. Okay. Boom. Ha. There we go. Oops, there it is, close again. One of these days, I'm going to remember to put that on my stream deck. One of these days. Medium. That's what's going on. There. So, you guys, that's story time for tonight. What's funny about? Oh, it's there. Oh, I know what's wrong. Oh, I closed that. There we go. There. Let's see what you guys thought. You'd be cooking and baking like a mad woman. Yeah. Turing question, can they prepare food during the day and only eat after sunset? Yes, they can prepare during the day. And like they said, the different types of the teacher that had the different types of fasts that you do, one is a fast of your actions. And so I assume that that's why Fatima is not participating in chat and certain things. I remember last year, if I could remember what she did last year I don't think didn't come to any of the shows during Ramadan last year. This year, she just told me that she would be not participating in chat. But it's so nice that I love doing this. I love being able to find different things that each of us have and share them. And I think it's just, there's so many things about Ramadan that I didn't know. I mean, I know a few things, but not a lot. I know more about Hanukkah because my kids had friends as when they were children that were Jewish, and I also had a good number of friends in college that were Jewish, and I learned through their celebrations. But still, I think we are just so much more fortunate and so much more enriched in our own lives when we learn and understand about other people's cultures and other people's beliefs and just embrace the differences. It's so wonderful. But that is story time for tonight. And I over on in my shorts, you guys, you'll see I posted a short of my preparation of these guys for my 100 tiny paintings. I cut them all up ahead of time, and it's the one time that I use the person who I think her name's Leslie Stoltz. She's an artist, and she says, these are tiny paintings, and might I suggest that you splurge and use good paper. So I bought a sheet of Arches 100% cotton, and because you can get it in sheets at least at Artisan Craftsman you can, and cut it up into 1.5 by 2 inch squares. And then, because they would curl so badly if you just start painting on them in the hard, and I'm using a small canvas kind of as my thing to paint on so that I have something to hold if I want to get it up close or do anything. I soaked them in water. So I got them wet front and back because from what I understand, I followed several watercolor artists that do this. Is the one of the ways to limit the curl. A lot of times when you do wet on wet, you soak one side of it and then it curls. Will curl. Well, if you soak both sides of it, it they don't curl then. It's already it like takes part of the sizing out. Even the 100% cotton has sizing in it. And it's funny because between the difference between ones that I have like this one I haven't soaked and you can hear it. Can you hear how crunchy that is? And the ones that I have soaked like are just soft. And it's a completely different feel to the paper. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, I prepped all those and I did a video on that. I think Lupe saw it because I posted it in Instagram too as a reel, soaking all those things and getting them ready. So I have 100 tiny pieces and then I put everything together in a basket so that I would have everything all together so I didn't have to go search for materials whenever I wanted to do one of these. And I'm going to do about 2 a week. I don't know if I'll film them all. I might, because I'm also doing another challenge with Mary Lou and Doc about other stuff. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with them, and which ones I decide to paint. Which of these slides? It's fun digging out these old slides of mine that I had of things that I took in college and high school and stuff like that. Pretty crazy. Alrighty, you guys, that's it for cold press. Arches 100% cotton cold press. I did not get the hot press because it's just smooth and I didn't want to. I love using it, but I wanted the experience of that. Oh, I'm glad you like the tip. I'm glad you like the tip, Lupe. I thought I will not take credit. It was somebody, the YouTube experts like Leslie Stoltz and oh gosh, there was some other woman that. Why can't I remember? I've followed. Was it Christy Rice? Diana Anton talked about it, I think, one time. But there's one gal who talked about doing it completely front and back, and somebody else who did about prepping papers. And I was really surprised at the difference that it makes, and also really the difference it makes when you use. I mean, yes, Arches paper is expensive, but when I'm cutting them up to this size. And I can get all 100 pieces out of a big sheet, practically. I'm okay with it. I'll splurge on myself for this one. Yay. No texture. Yeah, watercolors. It's so, and some of I limit the watercolors I'm using too. I have my Koi watercolor, which is kind of a travel set. It has a whole bunch of colors. And then I have these Daniel Smith granulating ones that are the Primatech that are made with stone. So there's a hematite and a jadeite and a rhodolite and amethyst and Mayan blue, and then I can't remember the name of the other one. So they're kind of fun because they have a whole different thing. So I'm gonna have some fun with that. Anyway, you guys, I will be back on Thursday with more stories. Hey, thanks, Carlos, for coming. And I appreciate you dropping by, you guys. If you get a chance, let me check anything. Hang on, I'm going to drop, if I can find it, get it open and drop. I'm going to drop in Carlos's channel because he's just got a really interesting take on creativity and and how you approached all of that. And let's see, did it, and this is what I want to do. Copy. Oh, Linda already dropped it in for me. There it is. Anyway, um, he just his just approach to creativity and what you do, and it kind of I think what Carlos talks about when he does his videos not only pertains just to photography. It pertains to the psychology of creativity and how we approach and work through our ups and downs and whatnot. He has a really nice way of presenting, you know, I just enjoy it a lot. And it could be the psychologist in him that I like so much, but yes, um, that's if you get a chance and want to check it out, enjoy. So anyway, you guys, I will be back on Thursday though with more stories and for you bucket fillers, and it's the start of a new week. It's been sunshiny up here. It's been gorgeous. So let's make it a good one. As Louise Garrett on LinkedIn, who's done 2,570 days or more in a row of live motivational type things, she says, make kindness loud. I love that. Just make it loud. And I'll be back on Thursday with more stories. And until then, get your bucket. I hope you've got your bucket filled. Fill someone else's. But keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your own mirror. And I will see you on Thursday.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights inside.
Linda was on it. Yay, Linda.
Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be sharing.